Good morning, everyone. I would like to share with you some insights on the decision-making process in companies, and to introduce the tool from the Management 3.0 approach by Jürgen Atala. We are using it in Syria in the company, but once again, I would like to remind you how it is structured. So I will talk about the 7 delegation levels, and then I will show our approach and how we adapted it to managing the company. Decision making is based on 2 sides. So we have someone who, from the management perspective, has some kind of power, and he can provide some inputs to the other side. And general concept of delegation levels and all tools connected with it, like delegation board or delegation poker, is something to facilitate managers in the distribution of power. Traditionally, the company looks like this, that we have some kind of a manager. It could be this handsome guy like in here, and there is some employee for the software development perspective as a developer, and manager makes a decision. It could be by his own, they can discuss with one another, but how to structure it in the proper way. The helpful tool are 7 levels of delegation. It was aimed to allow manager to share some kind of it's called power and also responsibility with his or her team, and to allow the team to be self-organized. So the structure we'll go through now is from the manager's perspective, and there are 7 levels of delegation. The higher the number, the more power goes to the team. So the level number 1 is tell. Let's imagine such a situation that it's impossible to happen, but that we have a guy sitting here with a steering wheel. And probably it will put some attention from me to this guy. So as a manager, I can tell him, take the steering wheel and go there. So it's just some kind of the order. So this is the tell level. And now we got the sell. So I also want someone to do my idea, but I will just provide some, it's called buy-in. So I have to translate the reason standing behind it. I can say, okay, can you take the steering wheel and move there because, I'm the key person here, not you. That's very similar. Then we've got the 3rd level. It's to consult. So I can ask a person about his or her opinion, but then the decision is still in me. Okay, what do you think about moving there because there's some kind of distraction? Okay, move there. So you say, no, I want to stay there. So number 1, number 2, number 3, the power to rule is in the manager. Then we have the stage number 4, agree. Let's do it together. What do you think about it? And some kind of discussion, and it's also to be said how we make the decision. We have to be both for yes or maybe some kind of negotiation, something like this. But the concept is to make it together with the team. We can try to influence one another, discuss about it, and we are making the joint decision. If we are going up, the power to decide goes more to that way. In number 5, I will just provide some kind of advice, but the decision is made there. Okay, I have a presentation, and it would be really nice if you could take this lovely steering wheel and go there, but it's up to you, maybe. So this guy has to think about it. He can take my opinion under consideration or no, and it's up to him. But to make it really work, this person should be aware that he or she can make decision on his or her own. There will be no consequences regarding to this. Then we have number 6. So I will just inquire. What are you going to do? Okay. But to use this, the person should be aware that there is some kind of situation and he or she needs to make a decision. So if probably someone would sit here, maybe he or she will not know that it's disturbing. So I could write some input and he's making this. And finally, the delegate level, I in a way don't care about it. So the person is aware of the decision to be made and he or she is leaving or staying there. I really don't care. I put all the power is vested in that place. So to make it easier for software developers, once again, let's get through this. You are probably using various ID, yes, like RubyMine, Vim, Atom, or something, other stuff. Intel, as I was your manager, I tell you, okay, guys, today we are all start using Vim. Yeah. How do you feel? Some people are happy, some people are not happy. If we have to, I would like to sell you the decision. I will just came and say, we just get through some research about costs, and we noticed that as we are using RubyMine, you have to pay some licenses. So maybe if you move to Vim, there will be less, cost. So let's move to Vim from today. In the cancelled way, I'll ask you, what's your opinion? What's your favorite IDE? Let's use Vim. Or maybe I could change my decision based on your inputs. But still, decision is here. For number 4, there would be probably a huge mess. Take you over. Let's decide which IDE we all should use. Who would like to have Vim? Yeah, you can raise your hand. Don't be shy. Okay, Atom.
No.
RubyMine. Facebook or something else. Yeah. And probably we'll spend a lot of time discussing this. The input is we have to choose wisely which delegation level we are choosing. Then for the number 5, I will just advise you that with Vim or some other stuff will less costs, but you can decide. In Inquire, I will just ask you, okay, what IDE are you using? And from the delegate level, I don't care. I even don't know what IDE is. Just doing your check. And more or less like this, it works when you have a manager and the team, and there is a cool idea to distribute power, to set some areas, and make decision-making process. How we are doing it in Syria. As you probably know, we are a very innovatively managed company, and some time ago we divided company into circles. I will provide some insight about circles like service delivery, recruitment, branding, sales and portfolio, and quarter well-being. We use the delegation level to make decisions in a given circle, but we also change the traditional perspective. So, who makes the decision? In the traditional approach, it was like the manager, and he was distributing, or she was distributing the power, and going from the 1 to the 7, more power or freedom were sent to the team, to the work. In Syria, we are focused on the employee engagement, and self-organization. So all the power, we can say, is vested in the developers. Our delegation levels are from the developer perspective. So with number 1, all the decision is made by people developing software. With number 7, all the power will be vested in the managers. But as we don't have managers, we call this small group of people the leadership team. So the main difference is the traditional approach, the manager distributes the power. In Syria, developers distribute the power and they decide where they want to have more responsibility, more freedom, which tasks or duties they want to put to the leadership team. The structure then looks like this, that we have the developer and the communication stream goes from the developer towards the leadership team. So in a given circle, if we take a look at our circles, there are some numbers we correspond to the delegation level, but it's from the developer perspective. So let's suppose that you are all working at a Selleo, you are developers. So if you take a look at the service delivery, so the place where you are developing software and create some cool stuff, all decisions which are made in this circle have the level 1 or 2. So either you just go as a developer to the leadership team and you say, okay, I'm using this gem or doing something like this and that, or you are selling it to us to provide some reasoning. So there are no people from outside world telling you what to do. Then we have, for example, recruitment circle. As you know, in our process, there is some kind of a workshop when the candidates want to work in Syria and our developers work together. And then there is a discussion who we are going to take to the Selleo who we would like to hire. And there is number 3 there. So developers can consult someone from the leadership team. What's your opinion? What do you think about it? But the decision is on their side. Well, it's quite easy. Yeah, that's nice. But what happens, for example, in branding? We have 3 options, like 3, 4, and 5. And here is one of my favorite words, which is connected to everything. It depends on the topic and area we are covering. For example, in branding, we are focusing on the personal brand of a person, but also on the personal brand of a person from the company perspective. If someone would like to write a blog article about, let's see, Webpack, like Tomek, he just can come to the person responsible for the circle and, like, with number 3, consult. I would like to write about the Webpack. What do you think about it? Oh, it's a great idea. Okay. Someone like Wojtek can come to the person responsible for the circle branding and ask, I would like to write an article about running with the backpack. Maybe it's not connected with the company, but if you want it, yes, we can publish it. We have a special section on our blog. You can do this. There are some areas which we can decide together, but also with the number 4 that you just advise us and someone from the leadership team decides. For example, I would like to go to a conference and be a speaker in Australia. I'd like to talk about the newest race version. Okay, it's connected to the company brand, into our positioning. Yes, you can go. But if you say, I'd like to go to Australia to talk about cycling, because I like it, and there's a lovely conference, it lasts 3 months, and you are going across the country, you can say, okay, it's number 5, so decision is on the leadership team side, or maybe it's not the best way to build a Syrio brand. As you see, in other circles, these numbers are different, like we have a 4 for the sales and portfolio. And the core goal being is a lovely circle when we do all the cool stuff connected with cool things here at Syrio. There is the whole range, like from 1 to 7. It means that there are some ideas and initiatives you can just do and it will happen. Like, for example, Jarek wanted to have the day with the board games, and he organized it, and people are gathering, I know, every Thursday, and they are playing board games. He probably never asked about any, permission for this. And there are some things which are done by the leadership team, like, so from your perspective, now you're 7, like this lovely, hats we had some time ago. So here is the whole range of situations which each level, delegation level, can apply. Traditionally, the manager and distribution of power in Syrio, developers, and their approach to freedom, to taking responsibility for the tasks. And finally, how we can use it in other aspects, because we take a look at it from the company perspective, but you can also use these delegation levels in your work environment. For example, if you are a lead developer, you have to deal with the clients, you distribute tasks, you make some decisions about migration or using the specific components of the application. You can divide areas of your work into some groups and then decide together. There, for example, in terms of adding some new games, it will be 1, so just the lead developer can decide. In terms of IDE, it will be 7, so you can use whatever you want and I don't care. There's no need to use the whole range of the levels. You can adapt it to the areas. Approaches like this, at first you have to decide who will be distributing the powers. So is it like from the team perspective to the lead developer, or from the lead developer to the team perspective? Choose the areas and then just provide the number. It should allow you to communicate smoothly. It also, as we are using mentoring programs here in Selleo, it can be used also by the mentors to some areas of learning process. Like, for example, in terms of what you are as an apprentice going to learn, we can decide either together and you apply 4 to this, or it will be free. So I know that you have to get through some frameworks, but I will consult what you like and then adapt to this. In terms of ways of activities we are doing while mentoring, it could be 4, so we can all agree if you prefer reading a book or doing exercises or per program. So it's still up to you how to use it, but it's a very nice and beneficial way to improve the communication. And probably there are several more places in a software development house, several more roles where these delegation levels can be adapted. Yeah, and probably that's all. If you have any questions, you can send me an email and I'll contact you as soon as possible. Thank you very much.